What does belonging actually mean to you philosophically?
That's an interesting question. Um, belonging definitely has included inclusion, but if it was inclusion, that would be the word, right? Um, inclusion means that we make sure everyone is part of an already existing structure. Uh, but what happens with that is that inclusion makes sure that the structure is still intact, right? So we have everyone there, but it may not change the structure. Philosophically, belonging is different. It actually challenges structure. What does it mean for me to belong? What does it mean for a human being from a different context to actually belong? The question of belonging is interesting because belonging asks the questions um, of the person's context, the community, which memories are important and vital for their livelihood, um, their history, how they understand, and then they make that part of the structure of that table. And so that makes a very significant difference. The structure doesn't look like it did prior. The structure actually is no longer efficient when we belong. Um, the author, William Flusser, he talks about technology. He's written several books. It's amazing. But he talks about this black box, and the black box hides systems. It hides things, and we can use whatever we want to in technology, but we are forced to take on certain things all the time. And the black box kind of reduces us to functions, to categories and roles. We have to know those roles, right? We have to become efficient in it in order for it to work properly, and we can capitalize on it. Belonging pushes against that. It pushes against that reduction. It pushes against that sort of efficiency. And it introduces dynamicity, as I call it, right? Dynamic beings. It introduces relationships and introduces slowness. It requires gathering. It requires time. It requires listening to frustrations. And so philosophically, belonging is a very, very deep understanding that if we're going to come together, it's not going to be one that's efficient, but it'll be deeply relational, deeply organic, and powerful. And what it does, it'll remove fear of erasure. And they'll no longer feel the fear of being erased because they'll be included, right? The becoming of that community, the becoming of the symbols and all those parts, they took part in that. They'll have what they call, what Whitehead calls the vector, the vector piece, that when they join together, there's a shift and the lines change and move.